start working. Yep. Okay, good. Make sure everything pops up. Yep.
That looks good.
Alright. Okay, so that's for Luna search. We'll go here first. Check out the current weather. And just make sure we're actually live streaming. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, yeah, we're on.
Nice.
Sweet.
And we are live.
Once again, we are live. Hopefully everybody's doing well tonight. Definitely another interesting night. Some good topics we got going on tonight, definitely for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, including some winter storm impacts in the lower 48 here coming up, so that would be interesting to look at.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. We're actually gonna do this a different way tonight. First, we're gonna take a look at Radar Omega, take a look at some of the current observations and temperature, take a look at where the fronts are, and then go into some severe weather analysis, winter weather analysis, and then maybe go into some other topics. And we're gonna copy those links and do a little sticky note here, and we'll post that in the description so you guys can follow us. If you guys watch this video after the live's ended, you can go through those links and check them out. But it's definitely an interesting night for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I know. Let's see. So we're sitting at about 44 degrees here in the Pittsburgh area. It's funny that it actually highlighted Bridgeville there.
It's a relatively mild night for our area this time
Oh
of year.
yeah, definitely for sure. Definitely looks like there's a low pressure starting to form over the Kansas area. Central Kansas, starting to head over, propagate to the east. Definitely have a small low pressure system as well in the Tennessee region, and we have a big storm off the coast there. So it's definitely be an interesting system there. We do have some severe weather and some winter weather coming up. The system that was out in the Pacific, or in the Atlantic, I almost said Pacific. Wow. But this has been downgraded to a 10% chance. So definitely this system looks like it's just going to eject off to the northeast, affect Europe with probably some gusty winds, things like that.
That was some rough stuff as well.
Oh, for sure.
It interacts with colder water, so the chances of developing are, like says on the screen, slimming down, unfortunately, for that system.
Exactly.
So it looks like Owen's not going to be...
Would have been neat, though, since he's in 2007, right?
Yep, exactly. It was, as we discussed in yesterday's live stream, that this would have been the first December storm in 15 years, but unfortunately that's not going to be into fruition here.
It would have been interesting to see in December for sure. I guess that would have been lumped on to this season since it's still 2022.
Exactly.
So awesome. But yeah, we're sitting at 44 degrees, right around that. Not too bad. And we will definitely have our aerial play host to some colder temperatures. We'll definitely look into that as well. We might see a little bit of snow Sunday night into Monday, so we'll definitely take a look at that as well. But look at some of these temperatures up in North Dakota currently. I mean, they're sitting at 4.4 degrees Fahrenheit, but they're used to it up there. I'm not sure around this time of year, but they definitely are used to it. If that was in our area right now, we would be massively freezing here.
Yeah, they're delayed. Schools would already be delayed
for sure.
Tomorrow, for sure, if that was the case.
Let's see here. I guess we can go into... Oh, there we go. Actually, you know what? I think I can probably pull that up. I always forget that you can pull that up on here.
Nice.
I just gotta kick the radar and then severe weather. That's a big 5 risk, right? Yeah. Hopefully it pops up eventually. Sometimes it takes a while. Anyway, for those of you guys listening in right now, can you hear us okay? Definitely put a 1 in the chat if you can. If you, for some reason, can't hear anything, then I'm guessing you can't hear my voice right now, so I guess I should type in here.
Exactly. But yeah, definitely the east central United States area, and also like the southeastern areas, definitely going to be playing for severe weather potentially the middle of next week, especially like those areas in the main bullseye areas like you see like in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, just that real prime severe weather tornado spot area.
I'm actually surprised.
Never going to be in the play for severe weather.
There we go. Yeah, we'll zoom in on that there. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a classic setup. Unfortunately, it's crazy enough that this is in December, but it's definitely the second season here, especially down in the Southern Plains areas.
Yeah, we're actually getting close to the 1 year anniversary, if not there, from where that tornado from this time last year.
Exactly.
That long dragon tornado that went from that was in Arkansas all the way up to Tennessee, going into Kentucky as well. Actually, some of the tornadoes actually going real close to Fort Knox. I remember we actually did we go live for that?
I think
If I remember correctly.
did. I think
yes,
we did. Yeah.
I remember completely how historic this storm was, and there's still some controversial to this day if it briefly faded out and then touched back down. But either way, it was definitely some long dragon tornadoes that day. So
Oh, for sure.
severe other outbreaks in December is definitely not as rare as it used to be. But
Exactly.
it could definitely happen. Just take last year, for instance. It was definitely a big outbreak.
Remember in our area as well, we got 10 tornadoes in that night.
Yeah, we did.
That was definitely interesting.
Absolutely.
That was October or September, October.
That might have been November because I remember
November,
there was
okay,
one
yeah.
for. I hate to say it, I was at work. We were. I think we were both at work that day.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was one in Peters Township was probably the closest one
That's it.
in
Yeah.
proximity to our area that got
I do.
hit as well. So
If we were off, we probably would have been out chasing that for
absolutely.
sure.
without a shadow of doubt, for sure.
So yeah, basically, medium range models appear to remain solidly consistent, both in terms of similarity with each other in most recent run, and also with other previous runs over the last 48 hours. But yeah, we're definitely going to look at a interesting severe weather event starting Monday into Tuesday. Well, it might be Tuesday and Wednesday. Hold on, let me see here. I'm pretty sure that's Monday.
Oh yeah, Monday
Yeah,
into Tuesday. There
Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday into Wednesday. So definitely going to be an interesting event. Let me just take a look at this. You guys can see the area there. Under slight risk, 15%, stretching from Dallas all the way up through Tulsa. So it's definitely a pretty wide area, at least at least in December terms. And he said they can hear us loud and clear. So we're good.
Perfect. Nice.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Let me see here. See if we can go back a little bit. There we go. So you can see that nice ski jump configuration there, guys. So this is the 500 millibar analysis. This is what we can take a look at to see the troughs and the configuration here. But that's definitely a classic setup there. It's almost a big bowling ball shape.
So I was trying to think of off camera. I'm like,
No,
you think like bowling ball or like Bombeogenesis? I'm like, which one is it? I'm like trying to think of it. I'm like,
either one.
either way, like.
We have some nice ridging also. We have a little shortwave ridge here as well.
Looks like a big Omega.
It
Right there
does.
as well. You can see it like
Exactly. This is a
almost
nice.
like a double, even like right that trough right there in the Midwest there.
Oh yeah. Do I have that thing still on here? I used to have it on here. I used to be able to have that thing that I can draw on here, but I don't remember if I still have it or not. I thought I did. It should be. Oops. You
Oh.
didn't mean to do that. I do have to go to settings though. Let me see. Where's the extensions at? Start page. We like to do this on the fly.
Absolutely. Give you the most pure reactions possible instead of editing. Just give you what's pure, what's our initial reaction as we go on the fly here. That's what we love to do. Just our reaction on the fly. That's
Exactly.
what we're known for sure.
I just want to see because I used to have. Maybe I got rid of it. I don't know. I had an extension in here that you can draw on the screen. It might actually help. Extensions. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Oh well, that's fine. I guess the cursor will work just as good. So there's the ski jump configuration there. And then right at the exit region of this, just straight down to the south is where we're going to have that severe weather event. Definitely taking shape. 15% chance so far. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually up to an enhanced risk, most likely. But we will take a look at that next, the next enhanced risk
Absolutely.
day. Let's see.
Next day is looking even more prominent than.
Yeah, day 6 definitely moves over to into Louisiana and Arkansas, into Mississippi there.
It looks like more like a broader scale.
Exactly,
So
it does for sure. I think like the 15% area for day 5 is it's a little bit bigger, but it almost looks like the same size as that big enhanced risk there.
See, it looks like as far north as Springfield, Missouri, and then reaching as far south as to close to Houston, Texas. There, looking more like Shreveport. There, maybe Lafayette, that kind of area.
If that's in your way, you can.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Okay,
Right
cool.
there.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting event. We'll definitely take a look at some of the dynamics of the atmosphere in a little bit. But this could be another tornado outbreak day, especially just in December again.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, that kind of sucks. But it's for us, it's interesting.
It just goes to show any time of the year you can get these kind of storms just firing up. Just have the right ingredients, the right setup. And in this situation, you got that right setup.
Oh, for sure.
Especially depending on the temperature down there and the dew point
Exactly.
as well. It could also fuel these storms even more.
Oh yeah.
Then wouldn't be surprised if we even get like a moderate risk for that
Crazy
area.
to see that little bulge in the 500 millibar analysis there as well. Definitely severe weather just straight to the south of that, so right along the Louisiana-Arkansas border. It's definitely going to be a pretty strong event. Let's see if we can go to dew points. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. States, we can go to... I guess we can go to Louisiana. I guess that'll be good. Yeah, I mean, dew points of 65 all the way down to 69 along the coast there, but in the severe weather area, it's going to be in the 60s and 62. That's definitely enough, ample moisture to definitely get these storms firing. Especially as you go later on in the day, you get 63, 64 degree dew points. That's definitely juicy there.
You can just see like the difference in just one part of Texas. Even though Texas is a big state, you can still see like a huge difference from 36 all the way to 60 just before the front passes there. So
It's a strong
definitely-
dry line there.
Absolutely there.
Let's see. Oh, I do want to take a look at the surface temperatures as well. Yeah. So 66. So there might be some fog there as well. The cloud bases are going to be pretty low. So these probably won't be elevated convection storms, but they'll definitely be surface based, which definitely is going to enhance the risk there for sure once we have surface based convection. Let me see. So wind gusts are pretty strong at that time too. This is very far out though, so this is not set in stone yet. But the severe weather is definitely going to happen. But some of these wind gusts are probably going to pick up. They'll probably pick up, in the 40s and 50s, and possibly higher than that, depending on how strong these storms get. Let's see here. There we go. Take a look at Cape values. So definitely not a lot of Cape, but just enough, probably just enough to definitely kickstart this event for sure. This is hour 132. Let's see here. Hour 132. Actually. Yeah, you can definitely see that.
Absolutely.
You can definitely see that squall line coming in. Let's see. Take a look at some of these soundings here. See if we have any. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at that hodograph.
Oh yeah.
That hodograph is nice.
Nice little curvature
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
for sure. Forecast of surface Cape will be at 99 at this point. But forecast to go up to 1296. So that's definitely massive Cape there. Definitely marginal tornado risk. Looks like 50%, 56% chance loose matches, but definitely possible for a tornado outbreak for sure. And this is, let's go a little bit more north into Arkansas. See what we got. Marginal severe. Still a nice curved hodograph there. So you can see this nice curve from 0 to 1 kilometer, even 0 to 2 kilometers there. 40% chance of tornado. 66 and 63 to the dew point and temperature are pretty close. It looks like there's a little tiny bit of an elevated mixed layer coming in there. If that actually can bulge out a little bit more, we'll get a lot more severe weather. Let me see. Further to the west.
A little bit of a bigger mixed layer right there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Bulging out a little bit more.
So this would be northwestern Louisiana. And that photograph is freaking massively curved. Check out that percentage. 100%.
Oh, dang.
Let's go further, a little bit further north. So yeah, the severe weather dying off on that, but that's a nice curved photograph. It's just I don't think the dynamics are there enough. Yeah, the dew point might actually cross over the temperature, so that's going to inhibit. That'll create some convective inhibition there. Let's see here. It's further south. So that's like central Louisiana.
Yeah, like
definitely elevated mixed layer there.
Yeah, definitely that.
Holy crap!
Strong elevated mixed layer.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna be a strong event. At least for now. We'll definitely take a look at it later. But just looking into this event now, it's definitely pretty strong. Let me see. Right before the front. Yeah, see that's the thing. Later in the day, later in the forecast period, those dew points hit the temperature. So yeah, we still have a nice elevated mixed layer, but the only problem is the cloud bases are going to be really low at that point. I don't know if that's going to be enough to, if the surface convection is going to be able to get past that or not.
Yeah, it looks like Louisiana looking more favorable for those kind of potential tornadic storms to be firing up at.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. And temperatures aren't crossing over the dew point, or dew point isn't crossing over the temperature, and you got nice elevated mixed layer there. Nice curved photograph. Marginal tornado. Haven't seen any PDS tornadoes yet. Sometimes you get those starting to pop up here. Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, it gets closer and closer to that. Looks more like west central Louisiana, looking like.
These might be with the high dew points and temperature right there. That might actually and the high precipitable water values. That might actually create some nice lightning storms down there for sure. There's more amount of friction in the atmosphere.
Could be a huge show for sure.
What else do we got here?
I think that's right.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Big time.
Even New Orleans looks like it's going to get in on the action there. So dark waters, definitely watch out on Wednesday. It definitely looks like you'll probably get in some of the action there. Definitely might be a nice light show.
Especially for the boaters, like
for sure.
Clammers, the shrimp boat people. Especially people out in the oil rigs out off the coast there. So definitely be on the lookout for potential storms out Wednesday there.
This is really far out, but I mean, still there's some areas looking at 4, almost 5 inches of rain, but this is really far out, and usually the Euro likes to overestimate this a lot, so we'll probably see maybe an inch or two, I'd say. I don't know about 4. It depends on how long these storms propagate over the area. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a strong event. Damaging winds and hail. Just Tennessee. Let me see here. I'm curious now. I want to see something here.
So even the areas of Memphis is definitely not out of the question for this either.
It's still a chance. With that nice curved photograph also. The models might be too far out to start picking up on this. Once we get closer, we can take a look at the convective models. But right now, it looks like nothing right now. But this squall line does look pretty strong. Looks like a big prominent squall line. Still a nice curved photographs there as well. Let's take a look at down near New Orleans. Ooh.
Yeah, still showing a lot markings in the elevated mixed layers, so definitely.
It's a nice sharp photograph. It's short, but it's very sharp.
And now we're seeing some supercells pop up here now as well for the first time.
This is for down near New Orleans as well. So definitely dark waters if you're listening. Or if you watch this later, definitely be on the lookout for possible tornadoes. Just like that. That was an EF3 that went through New Orleans. I can't remember exactly when that was. I guess we can.
That was in the. I would say it was the mid 20.
Yeah.
In late 2010s maybe.
I think it was recent, right? Yeah, March. That's it.
Oh wow, this yeah. So yeah, they're
yeah,
definitely
there
not.
it is.
Yeah, they're definitely.
We'll copy this link and post that here. That way you guys can follow us.
Nice.
But that's pretty interesting. I mean, yeah, that was definitely a big storm. I wonder if we can actually look up a video of that. Not get copyright.
Right.
I'm curious. I guess maybe if I turn the sound off, I think we'll be okay.
I think it will be too.
This was from NBC News, and take a look at that. It actually had horizontal vortices within this. It was definitely a strong tornado. This was back in March of this year. But look at that. That has a lot of forward motion on it. Definitely a lot of wraparound. Take a look at that horizontal vortice coming out. That actually might be multi-vortex. That vortice stretching down to the ground. Vortex breakdown, things like that. That's definitely a strong tornado. I think it was EF3, I believe. Holy crap. Can you imagine driving like over here, like, you know, like on this road? Just seeing this coming towards you.
Definitely a monster of a storm there.
Oh, for sure. I wish I could probably go back in the archives, but it might take too long to load it up. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else we should look at.
And there's also a multi-storm punch here because we're going to expect a big winter storm to come up from this storm as well. So it's definitely a multi-purpose as well. So big sphere of storms in the south, which leads to snowstorms to the north of this system as well.
Regions, I should probably go to continental. That might be too sprawled out. Let's go to United States. There we go. Yeah, we'll take a look at that winter event for sure. Oof.
For sure.
Wow. We almost get on the action there as well. Man, that's a big snow event. Let me see here. Regions.
Probably
That would be
Dakotas.
Yeah, probably. There we go.
Oof.
Phew. Oh God.
44 inches I see.
The
Right on the
maximum.
border of
Check
Nebraska.
Check out that max value at the bottom. 69.2.
Good lord. Definitely some big time snow totals here.
Definitely right
56
in here.
right there.
Yeah, this could definitely be definitely an overwhelming system for them, for sure. South
2
Dakota,
feet.
56 and a half inches. Some areas also, you know, I mean, even this out here, like even down to the south. Let's see. It's not,
North Plains, probably.
yeah.
North Central, maybe. Yeah, it's a lot that area.
I mean, even through Nebraska. I mean, that's crippling snow for them for sure.
Big time.
I mean, even these 6-inch totals that are down here, but that 36-inch in the northwestern quadrant of it, that's a lot of snow. I couldn't imagine having 36. That's almost like,
That's
God.
double snowmageddon that we got here way back when.
So looking at about an inch in our area, and then as you go to the Appalachian Mountains, you know, well, maximum is 26 inches. I'm guessing that is probably around here, or actually around here, New York. Look like Buffalo might get slammed again.
Won't be the first time, won't be the last time for them.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely in Maine.
Oh, for sure. 37 and a half inches is the maximum.
23.4 in that pocket there.
So it looks like Buffalo might get another foot of snow from this system.
Good lord.
Well, a foot to maybe around 4 inches, 4 inches to a foot of snow. We're only getting about an inch here, so that's not too bad. It's still enough to cause travel conditions here. Everybody forgets how to drive when
Exactly,
it snows
even,
here.
just one single roads each time. So even then, there's a coating, who could be even a crippling. That is that ice for there?
Yeah, this is freezing rain. Yeah, this is.
So right in where that like Hagerstown, Chambersville maybe area.
I believe so. Yep.
So yeah, definitely over 3/4 of an inch of ice could definitely lead to some crippling problems right there.
Yeah, that's over in Somerset.
Mm.
Down towards. Definitely into Maryland there. 0.84, almost an inch of freezing rain.
Probably some even isolated spots that will probably hit the inch area.
Sleet as well. So almost up to actually 1.6 inches of sleet. That's probably where that low is going to track through.
More than likely.
That's not good.
Definitely disruptions to life there for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Ooh. Anything else you want to look at? I'm trying to think of. I have a presentation on atmospheric rivers.
I know you remember you were talking about that, so.
I don't know how long that is, though.
Absolutely.
We can take a look at it, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to see. Get out the way. I actually have all these lectures prepared, so
Nice.
like all this stuff. But we can take a look at atmospheric rivers. Let's see here. There's actually a lot of words on these slides, so I do apologize, but it helps out. Let me make sure that this is actually going to load properly. Wow, we're actually behind on this.
Oh,
About
wow.
it. Well, yeah, like
There it
a
goes.
good 20 seconds.
These things happen from time to time.
We'll do it live. All right, there we go. It's working.
Nice.
All right, so we can take a look at some of this. Let me see if this actually goes to the proper channel here. Let me make sure it actually shows up properly. Yeah, I have a lot of words on these slides, but it helps. I'm not liking that too much. I think maybe if I do this, I think that might be the best bet because it cut it off a little bit
Yeah.
on the slide. That sucks. Or maybe, actually, I know why I did that. Come on. Do, 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 do. Alright, there we go. Alright, so what actually is an atmospheric river? So it's basically a region of extremely moist air, propagates from the tropical latitudes into the mid-latitudes, transportation of a plethora of moisture leading to major precipitation events, and if moisture is lifted into the mountainous terrain, extreme precipitation events definitely can occur. It's depicted as a plume of moisture in the upper levels of Earth's atmosphere via water vapor imagery. Some have nicknames such as the Pineapple Express, since it extends from the Hawaiian island chain towards North America. It's pretty neat. That's basically a diagram of an atmospheric river. So basically when this comes in, when the moisture comes in, the water vapor lifts and then cools down, and that creates all those clouds, sucking out all that, it acts like a sponge, sucking that moisture out. And then as this air descends on the backside, it'll actually speed up a little bit and then rise again and create the heavy snow and rain within the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
And a common misconception is people think that it's the amount of rainfall expecting to get involved with these atmospheric rivers, but it's actually the amount of moisture and the amount of water vapor that is in the atmosphere that is actually measured, and that's how we get the measurement of the atmospheric river is through water vapor.
Exactly.
And not the actual rainfall you actually get in that area.
Exactly, yep. There we go. Let's see. So basically, alright, so how an atmospheric river forms. Usually forms over the tropical regions. Warm temperatures allow water to evaporate, thus rising up into the atmosphere. Strong winds transport moisture or water vapor, which basically the same thing there, through the atmosphere passively. As the atmospheric rivers impact land, water vapor rises further up in the atmosphere, cools, and falls as precipitation.
So the impact that arises as a series of storms, atmospheric rivers may meander to the north or to the south. Usually the section of the greatest intensity within atmospheric rivers combine with a narrow band on the coastline, so mainly California is definitely a big example of where most of these atmospheric rivers do show up, especially with like a big snowstorm or a big moisture-filled storm. So definitely some huge rainstorms definitely can impact drought areas. So
Exactly, that'll bring down the drought.
Yes.
Which is definitely what they, some areas definitely need. And then there's two angles that these can come in. So during La Nina, atmospheric rivers strike land in a westerly direction. This angle is perpendicular to the topography within Northern California and Oregon. More precipitation occurs during La Nina within Northern California and Southern California, or Southern Oregon, I should say. Basically, that's depicted in this image here. And then during El Nino, atmospheric rivers strike land in a southwesterly direction. This angle is perpendicular to the topography in California, so more precipitation along the California coastline and within the Sierra Nevada mountain range actually occurs. That's depicted here. You can definitely see the shift. You see Northern California into Oregon definitely gets a lot of that precipitation. And then you can see they sort of get, in some of those areas here, they get some of that precipitation, but you can see that Oregon is pretty much dry in that, in that certain event there. Oh, there we go. That's pretty neat. Stay there. Alright, so basically lift occurs, so extremely strong atmospheric rivers. If the angle of impact is just right, this will carry moisture into the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Air will rise and cool. This generates precipitation in the form of rain or snow, and they definitely get a lot of precipitation during atmospheric rivers in the Sierra Nevadas if that angle, especially during the El Nino atmospheric river, if that angle comes in just perfect, they can get a lot of precipitation from that. There we go. There we go. Oh no, you're cool.
So even Alaska is also another good example of it off the coast, because they also get major especially snow precipitation and all that location, western side of North America continent. Often hit by a strong oceanic storm system, these travel through the Pacific Ocean, then eventually landing in either like the west coast mainly. These systems often exhibit powerful frontal zones that also impact our area future later on, but not as potent usually normally. Exactly. That's where most of our fronts do come from west to east, and we do have those rare circumstances where we have from east to west, and sometimes with crap, what the word? Nor'easter, that's what I was thinking of, yes. So these frontal acts to channel the warm, moist air pushing into the north and east ahead of the storm system known as a warm conveyor belt. Strong winds and more moisture transport. If lower level winds originate from a southerly or southwesterly direction, it will be perpendicular to the Alaska coastline, so mostly where he's showing that right there in the cursor. And warm air will be forced to rise, generating massive amounts of precipitation. The strong frontal regions can stall out, encountering higher terrain, leading to 1 to 3 day torrential rainfall events.
Oh yeah. The Alaskan atmospheric rivers are freaking strong. They're very strong.
Especially also has a more mountainous terrain than you do in California.
Oh, exactly. Alright, so there's a category. So much like hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones, atmospheric rivers are also rated on a scale from 1 to 5. 1 being weak, primarily beneficial. 2 is moderate, mostly beneficial, nearing hazardous. 3, strong balance between beneficial and hazardous. And then 4 is extreme, mostly hazardous, yet can be beneficial in some areas, especially drought, areas that are experiencing a lot of drought. And then 5 is exceptional, primarily hazardous. So that's definitely a strong atmospheric river.
Yeah, this is actually one of the only categories that really actually shows like beneficial parts of it. And if I believe the inventor of it is F. Martin Ralph, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. So
I think so, yeah.
He's credited for the one who's actually making this more into like the mainstream area. Like this is actually recently discovered, if I'm not mistaken. Like not a lot of, it's been more into prominent in the past 20 years. I'd say we were.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So definitely a newer thing. It's definitely a huge tool to determine, especially in Alaska and California, to determine how strong or how weak these atmospheric rivers can be.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
I see there's a formula as well.
Oh yeah. That formula is it's an interesting formula for sure. Let's see here. So I do have a couple case studies on this. So this one was back in February of 2017, February 2nd. So it greatly impacted the region. Over 16 inches of rain fell within the high terrain of California, as well as within the Sierra Nevada mountain range and the Olympic mountain range. Over 4 inches of rain fell in the lower elevations, including Napa, Central Valley, Sonoma, and Marin. Damaged the Oroville Dam spillway, actually. Evacuation of 188,000 people commenced from the Feather River Basin. And this actually was a Category 4 atmospheric river. So that's definitely interesting. You can see where it came in at. Definitely into Northern California there. Let's see here. There's another case study. This is crazy. This is just before that one.
Oh, wow.
So that was definitely an interesting atmospheric river.
So this is from January 3rd to the 4th back in 2017. This is like over 5 years ago. Still.
Yeah.
So this actually generated winds of 173 miles an hour on the Sierra Crest, which is equivalent to over a Category 5
It is.
hurricane.
It
So
is.
definitely very strong winds. And even further in, like the Squall Valley, I'm probably going to butcher that for
Squaw, I
sure.
think.
Yeah, Squall, I'll say. That even generated winds of 159 miles an hour. So that's still way above, actually Category 5, close to getting in.
Yep.
It also received well over a foot of snow, so definitely the waves of this storm probably be very strong as well,
Oh,
especially
God, I
with
can
the winds,
imagine
especially
that.
being pushed in, especially in high tide, could definitely lead to a lot of crazy waves there as well. Definitely good for surfers, but for anybody just enjoying the beach, definitely.
I could imagine it. Imagine surfing that.
Oh gosh. Be actually in Sacramento, California. In fact, they received 192% above normal precipitation for that year, so definitely a big rain event. Sometimes even a lot of the rain actually would be detrimental to this area because there's a lot of mountainous terrains which will lead to landslides and mudslides for sure in that area as well. So that's the other side of the coin for have a lot of rain for a short amount of time. Yes, it get rid of the drought situation, but we're also doing another situation with landslides and mudslides as well. So you got to flip the coin.
Exactly.
There's one
It's like a double-edged sword.
exactly, and then also the Sierra Nevada mountain range received nearly 400% above. I'm reading that correct. Yes, 400% above normal precipitation as well. And I just see a hopper in my feet. Hello.
When I was like doing some research on this, and I saw these wind speeds and these percentages, I was, my jaw dropped. I said, "Why? I didn't realize that this event was actually that catastrophic."
Yeah, to make sure I was reading that correctly. And Anderson Peak receiving about 7.25 inches of rainfall in just under 24 hours. This is a large amount of rainfall just sitting there for a long period of time as well. So it wasn't a quick mover as well. Just a complete day straight. Even Three Peaks was experiencing over a foot of rain in just a 48 hour period, just sitting there, just constant rainfall. Like a thing I'm thinking of is there's a cat behind me. There is. Yes. Hi. Can't see it, but yes, there's a cat attacking my butt right now. Great. I hope I don't. It's a great win of my own of 173 miles an hour. But just think of it like on the east coast of Hurricane Harvey that happened about just treacherous rainfall and wind, just completely multiple day events. So I like to think of that of how closely it is to us on the east coast with a hurricane season. And then the warmer temperatures allowed snow elevation to retreat to above 6,200 feet. So this was a category.
Surprisingly, it was only a 4.
Yes.
I honestly thought that reading all the data about it, I honestly thought it was going to be a 5, but they actually rated it a 4. Just seeing these rainfall amounts, 7.25 inches in under 24 hours, and over 12.5 inches in 48 hours. I mean, that's definitely a lot of rain. Hopper is attacking.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last case study I have is actually from December 29th, 1996 through January 3rd, 1997. So this was a serious.
It was a serious event too. Definitely, it was very serious at the time. I do agree with that.
Series of storms, classic Pineapple Express atmospheric river. More than 100,000 people had to be evacuated during this time. Over 15 levees had been broken across California actually during this event. Yosemite, actually that's not Yosemite. Is that Yosemite? Yeah,
Yes,
it is.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yosemite
You're
National Park actually had been closed due to flooding. Interstate 5, 80, and U.S. Highway 50 were all shut down. This generated over $1 billion in damage, which equivalent to $1.9 billion today with the inflation. Several miles of Highway 395 were destroyed. Rainfall amounts surpassed 40 inches in some locations. And this was actually the last Category 5 atmospheric river we've had. So back in 1997, we haven't had a Category 5 atmospheric river since then. We've had one that's close. The January 2017 one came pretty close to a Cat 5, but they still rated a Cat 4.
Now, is one of these the reasons why, like, the Hoover Dam, like, almost had to be some issues there for the past couple of years? I think there was an issue a while back that I'm not sure if it was completely related to this or not, but
I'm not sure. I remember a couple months ago there was some kind of explosion or something at Hoover Dam. I'm not sure what that explosion was caused by. I can't remember. We can definitely look at it and see.
Not sure if any of these like have any correlation to what, since the Hoover Dam is more further inland, like in the Nevada area. So.
Yeah, it was July. Hoover Dam explosion, rocks tourist site. Yep. That's an interesting thing.
Absolutely.
Hoover Dam explosion reported. Wow. Maybe not. I mean, I'm sure it was there's probably some correlation there. I'm definitely positive about that, for sure. But I mean, you can see how long that atmosphere. You can see Hawaii. It was stretched all the way over across. You can see that embedded low pressure system also. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely pretty strong. It's actually two lows, one there as well. So it's definitely an interesting series of events. Of course, if you guys want any more information, let us know. We'll definitely provide you with that. Or you could just open up internet browser and type in atmospheric rivers, and there's a ton of information on it. It's definitely an interesting topic. I definitely want to learn more about them. I'm not by any means an expert on these, but I would definitely like to learn more.
Absolutely.
About how the formation occurs, how they traverse the ocean and hit the land. When they rise, when the cold air descends and everything. I want to see exactly how much precipitation that creates, things like that. And it'd be interesting to actually get over there and document one of these events. Visit California, or Oregon, or even Washington or Alaska to try to actually document one of these.
That'd be a very cool trip to see.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even parts of Canada, would probably be.
Oh yeah,
especially British Columbia there.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see exactly how crazy these events get. I'm sure they get crazy. But all right, guys. We definitely appreciate you watching. Apologize for the massive link in YouTube. I don't have a proper name yet for the YouTube channel, but once we build this up, we'll definitely move towards that. But definitely check us out on Facebook as well at World Weather Authority. We definitely have a lot of information on there. That's mainly where we post paragraphs of information, pictures, things like that. And if you guys do have a chance to donate, definitely please consider doing that at paypal.me/World Weather Authority. Anything helps. We're definitely trying to broaden our spectrum here. We definitely want to try to get the drone back up in the air again. Actually, I have to clean out my charger port again on my phone because of where I work at. There's so much dust that gets generated, and it actually destroyed my charger port again. So that's why
they should give you a new one just for that alone.
I wish they did. This is the second phone, and I even have it like when it's in my pocket, I don't have it facing out like this, so the dust gets in there. I have it facing this way.
So even then,
it still gets in. Yeah, it still gets in there. So it's like crap. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I want to try to get an infrared camera for the drone too. That'd be kind of neat.
Oh, that'd be neat,
especially at night, just to see. Just to look in the wood line and see if there's anything creeping on us.
That was sweet. You'll hear a bunch of noises coming in from home from work at 11 o'clock. You should hear some rustling in the.
Oh yeah, there's always something behind our house. I'm not really entirely sure what. I'm guessing it's deer, but it could be a whole manner of creatures. Who knows?
Anything's possible in that area.
But all right, guys, we definitely appreciate you joining us. You got anything else to add, bro?
Hit the nail on the head there, pretty much.
Nice. Well, I definitely appreciate you joining.
Always a pleasure.
Like I said, Keith and I are actually going to start a new blog. Good God. Podcast. Ugh. I got to get away from that blog word. But yeah, we're going to start a new podcast on mythology. We're probably going to start in ancient Egypt. And we're going to try to get some people actually from that area to come on to the live with us and see what we can get. Definitely be neat to hear from people that actually have experience in the field and actually have knowledge of that part of the world. So it'd definitely be interesting to see. Look for that. I'm not really sure what the name of the channel is going to be. I've spoken to Keith a couple times, and I think this weekend we're gonna get together because he works all week and he's off on the weekend, so we're gonna see what happens. Definitely try to get together this weekend and see what's going on. So we'll probably do live streams on that, probably on.
What the hell was that? That's the world.
So we'll probably do live streams or videos during the weekends on that. And definitely we're gonna upload a video at least every day, if not maybe 2 or 3 times a day here on World Weather Authority. We're gonna try to boost the page up, definitely get some more subscribers, and definitely build our brand. So we definitely appreciate you guys joining us, and we hope you guys have a fantastic night. And remember, never stop chasing.